Hello, I am Michelle with two L's.
And I'm Natalie the Red.
And we are Force of Light Entertainment. And we are here to review the latest episode, episode 3 of the Kenobi series, I guess part 3. So let's get into that. I've got a lot of feelings about this episode. You guys know that I said last week I thought the first 2 episodes were pretty good, not great. I will say I thought that up until the end, I thought this episode was actually quite a bit better than episode 2.
I would agree with that. Honestly, I would. Just to get right into it, I enjoyed the interaction, kind of the building relationship between Leia and Obi Wan.
Yes, and even little Leia picking up, like, you knew my mother. That was kind of a sweet exchange. And the Leia didn't really, she didn't annoy me bad, but I felt like it was even better dialogue this week between the two of them.
That's true.
It was less kiddish.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A little bit stronger dialogue.
It was better. And then I thought that new character, the Imperial Guard that comes out of nowhere to help them, I thought she was a pretty good character in this.
And she played her role well, I think.
She did play her role well. Truly, you believe she was working for the Imperials. And she had a likableness to her. Of course, she helped them.
She did.
But she was, the acting and everything was good. I thought that was a good character and kind of like, I didn't see that coming. When she just shoots them.
Sense.
Yeah, it does.
And
it is very believable that there would be people that would have joined the Empire in the beginning, not realizing how bad it was.
Yeah,
yes,
this is what's up.
Yes, and then wanting to help. That's a very believable thing. This one, it looked pretty good. And I like to say too, again, the acting, Ewan McGregor, great again. He's always great.
Well, he's fantastic.
He is. He's a fantastic actor. The little girl playing Leia did good this week. And of course, that new actress are in the show. Everyone did well with that. And then Deborah Chow, she's a fantastic director.
She is.
She directed 2 of my favorite episodes of The Mandalorian. And so often throughout this episode, you saw her directing style, which is very, just the shot she gets are very pretty.
It's very Deborah Chow.
It's very Deborah Chow. It's good. It's good. She's really good at what she does. And let's see, that one thing I did like, they put in there a little Easter egg, Quinlan Voss. He was mentioned, of course, the Jedi that we all love. And he had written on the thing, only when the eyes are closed can you truly see the way. And that to me that was a callback to Obi Wan eventually in A New Hope when he tells Luke, your eyes can deceive you, don't trust them.
Yeah.
And of course at the end, use the force, Luke, let go, Luke. That type thing.
And that's the kind of stuff I love about Star Wars.
Yes, like that kind of those where they kind of mirror each other type things.
Kind of touches you inside sometimes.
Yes.
The things said or kind of resonates.
Absolutely. Yeah, I really liked that line. And then knowing Disney, I would say we'll probably get a Quinlan Voss spinoff show at some point. But I did enjoy him being brought into it again, since he's a beloved character from the Clone Wars. But then, so there's my positives, guys. There's all my positives. All my positives are on the board.
I feel a storm coming.
But then we get to Vader showing up. And the part with Vader was fine. He was menacing. He was straight up just choking people in the street.
He's big on the choke these days.
He literally even dragged someone through the street using the Force.
They coined a new phrase with him. He's a little choke happy.
He was he literally snapped someone's neck. It was like,
yeah.
He just watched Stranger Things too, and
he felt inspired.
he wanted to do what
it's one of his favorites.
He was trying to copy Vecna's move there, is what he was trying to do. But yeah, that was good and menacing. I don't know if James Earl Jones was voicing Vader, because of course James Earl Jones is really getting up there in age. Well, there's no way of saying that.
I thought for some reason you were just going to go for me, because he's really old.
Well, he's getting up there in age, and you can hear it in his voice at times, but this voice of Vader sounded very strong again.
It did. But then there's also, the technology.
Yes.
They kind of make voices sound better.
That's why I'm wondering, did someone else do this voice, or did they somehow mix James Earl Jones' voice to sound a little younger and stronger
just
again?
enhanced it. Because I think they can do that stuff now.
Yeah, they did it in Rogue One.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could tell kind of the aging a little bit in that. I mean, it's still strong at points. I mean, he's got that deep voice, but I don't know who's voicing him exactly. But the voice sounded good. Everything sounded good. But then you get this moment that should be really impactful and meaningful.
Yeah.
And that is Obi-Wan literally face to face against Vader.
Like, this is a big deal.
It's a big deal. And it's like, I should really feel something. And I can honestly say I felt nothing. And the fact that I felt nothing watching Vader versus Obi-Wan, it just kind of made it speaks to the lack of writing creativity in the show. I don't know who Disney has working on the writing, and I've been nervous again since they announced this, because I knew Filoni and Favreau weren't working on this at all, and I was like, well,
that's right.
Well, who's writing it? Good gosh, who's going to do this? And
because if it's not one of those,
we have no trust at this point.
We don't. It gets a little shaky, it seems.
It does. And it's just like that fight scene should have been, and I know they're setting up for another one down the road, but there still should have been. So what makes Star Wars fight scenes so good is there's always so much emotional weight.
Pent up emotion.
Yes, there's emotional weight behind each fight. And there should be so much emotion between these two, and I felt nothing.
Right.
Absolutely nothing, which then turns to anger, because I'm like, why did I feel nothing watching this show?
And Michelle, what is it that Yoda says? Anger turns to...
I mean, they're going to maybe turn to the dark side watching the show here.
With that being the end result. You on the dark side, and we don't want that.
The writing's taken me there. But yeah, that, and then I will say this. If Disney doesn't have the money to make a show with Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen coming back as Darth Vader look cinematic and like that expensive and good, then don't make it. Just don't make it.
It's kind of like if you can't afford to tip your waiter or waitress,
then don't go out to eat.
Don't go out to eat. It's really that simple.
It really is, because the fight looked, I have seen fan films look better than this fight. And I was sitting there thinking, how on earth has Disney Star Wars produced a fight between Obi-Wan and Vader and it feels dirt cheap?
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
Literally and emotionally.
I mean, apparently, they're trying to go, they want wine on a beer budget, apparently, is what we're getting at here. Because this is awful. This is terrible.
Michelle has strong feelings today.
Well, again, I think I said this. I said this in the last episode we did on this. These characters deserve so much.
They do, yeah.
They are two of the most beloved characters in Star Wars history. And for it,
I'm pretty sure the word iconic could be used for both of them in their own right.
Absolutely. And for them to get a fight scene that looks like fans made it. In fact, in some cases, fans might have made better.
Yeah, I'd say so.
That's just not good. Like, where are we, Disney?
Yeah, what's going on?
Again, what is the budget of this? And why can't it look better than this? It felt like a cheap TV show that Vader happens to be in. And then you're almost scratching your head. You're like, why is Vader and Ewan McGregor in this cheap show? Like, what?
Right. And the
what's
sad thing, like a video I was watching from the Salty Nerd podcast, check them out, that Kadesh was doing. Sometimes like you forget, this, but it's like he pointed out they had really unlimited resources to find, all the best writers, the best of everything. And so sometimes I think that's the frustration people feel that are really like, and this is what it is.
Yeah. Like, and I think that's kind of
this is what you did with all that.
Again, I actually thought this episode was better than the second one until we see Vader. And then it just like, I felt the cheapness. Like, I felt like, oh, we're just in a TV show and it feels super cheap. And yet it's Vader and Obi-Wan. I just can't go there. That's just not any good.
Michelle will do anything for love, but she won't do that.
No, it was a letdown. And again, and this goes to the writing. Why is there no emotional weight?
Right. Yeah.
And even when Vader like puts Obi-Wan in the fire, you just feel nothing. I mean, you're just like, oh,
what
okay.
did you think about
the
choke where he's like up, he has him up and kind of levitated?
Again, I felt like it felt cheap.
Yeah.
Everything about this to me just felt cheap. And if there was an episode to spend a lot of money on, it's when Vader and Obi-Wan face off.
It's when definitely. When there's going to be a fight, that's the time.
That's when you really spend your money on that episode.
Because the fans, I think this was a huge moment to get to see this.
Well, and you have to know that there's already fans that don't think they should be facing off anyways because they think it breaks, canon. And if you're on that side, that's your right.
We respect your opinion.
We respect your opinion. But my point is you really need to make sure it was a good fight to even slightly get them on your side. Right. And this just wasn't it. It just wasn't it.
Basically, Michelle, you're saying it was a nothing burger.
It was bad. It was bad. It was not good, guys. It left a bad taste in my mouth.
It really did.
And I think, again, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth because these two characters deserve more. They deserved a big screen movie that had a lot of money in it. That's what they deserved.
It's really what it comes down to.
It is.
I mean, you nailed it the first couple episodes, honestly.
I mean, that really is it. But that's kind of my thoughts. I mean, if I were to go on, it would just be going on about
let's try and get positive.
Oh, I've already said the positive.
Okay, but the show's not over.
No.
So maybe it will get, and like you said, a lot of this episode was good.
Natalie, what's going to make it better? Baby Yoda shows up? I mean, that's what it took with the Book of Boba Fett. Mando to show up.
I mean, technically, he probably could, right?
He'd be pretty young. I don't think he's showing up quite in the same.
He'd only be this.
Oh, you're talking about Baby Yoda. Yeah, he may have to use Force Heal on Obi-Wan because he's got 3-degree burns now, apparently.
Yeah, that's what I told her. But I'm like, so is he gonna have like 3rd-degree burns from now on, or because
who knows,
or higher burn? I don't really know Natalie, what the burn level would be on that situation.
With the writing I've seen thus far, who knows? They could be gone next week. We don't know. We'll see.
No explanation.
No, none. We'll see. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on this episode. Again, it's kind of wompy because I thought there were a lot of positives until wonky. I
like wompy.
It sounds more Star Warsy. Until the very end, and then the fight. It just didn't do it for me. It just didn't. I think you've got that at this point, but anyways, guys,
the fight was not it.
It was not it.
It was not okay. It was lit.
Yeah. Obi-Wan was literally set on fire, but
it wasn't it.
It was not it. But yeah, what do you guys think of this episode? Were you fine with it? You think I'm overreacting? I'm sure you'll let me know if you think I am.
We know you guys will let us know your
feelings. You will. Some of you
this.
Not so nicely, others of you kindly. So
I mean, just choose the light side in your responses.
We'll see. But yeah, that's my thoughts on episode 3. We'll see where this goes. Again, my disappointment is really just in the look of it. Because these characters deserve cinematic. They deserved as much money as you're going to throw into a TV show here. But yeah, and then some of the writing, not the best.
Not that I even like when people say this, but sometimes I think you can take a phrase and make it your own, but Disney, Star Wars, do better.
Yeah, I'm not mad, but I'm very disappointed.
Yeah.
That's where we are. But yeah, share your thoughts below. What did you guys think about this? And if you have not yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also give the video a thumbs up. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, remember to be a force of light. All right, bye guys.